Chris here. What am I doing?
We're at TTS Talk, episode 11.
Start that over. Hey, what's up, guys? Chris here, alongside my boy, my brother from another mother,
Ruben Boards. What's up, guys?
Oh, I did the light. Made everybody wait for that.
You got excited.
I saw it. I know you did that. And this is episode 11 of TTS Talk. Fucking 11 already.
I know.
That's pretty crazy. 11 weeks. Well, we hope you guys are enjoying the show. And what we want to talk about today, we've been getting a lot of questions on supplements. People have been reaching out to us, asking us what supplements we take, and what supplements that we recommend for the masses. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth than that today, and just discuss the general guidelines that we'll usually recommend to most people. Rube, are you currently taking any supplements? Let's kick it off with that. Let's get a little.
You definitely could be doing a little better. First and foremost, I think people should obviously worry about, before we get into the supplements, have your nutrition clean, eating your whole foods, eating clean nutrients, getting your diet kind of intact, and then from there start getting the supplements in. Before getting the supplements in, Coach, wouldn't you agree? Maybe get some blood work in.
Yeah. So definitely the foundation first and foremost for any supplements, because a lot of people are always looking for the latest and greatest thing that's going to get them jacked and they're going to look like Triple H in a month. So first of all, that doesn't exist, all right? And if it did, it's going to be illegal. So just keep that in mind first and foremost. So let's talk about what you're going to need to do if you do want to supplement accordingly. So the first step, get your nutrition dialed in, all right? If your nutrition sucks, don't even think about supplementing right off the bat, because it's not going to do you any good. Supplements should do just that. They should supplement your nutrition, right?
And I think that's actually extremely common. Excuse me. A lot of clients that come in, especially maybe guys that have been training already, before they even talk about nutrition, because they've been training, they want to know supplements.
Right.
You give them nutrition.
They haven't even trained yet.
They haven't even really consistently trained or even learned the actual proper nutritional plan, and they're like, all right, well, what can I take though? It's like they want that quick, I guess you can call it shortcut, or they think there's a magic pill,
right?
Say.
Right. Because you could even, like, people that are on steroids and on anabolics, they still have to do the work. Like, it's not just a magic thing, right? But anyway, so back to supplements. The first thing that you're going to do, get your nutrition dialed in, right? Make sure you're eating lean sources of protein, vegetables, unprocessed carbohydrates, fruits. Just get all of the basics dialed in, get that in line first and foremost. After a few months of eating well, go get some blood work done, like you mentioned, Ruben.
Yeah.
Go get a blood test first, see what's going on, see where you're deficient, right? And then you could supplement accordingly, because if you're not getting it in your nutrition, then you could just add those supplements in. But there are some supplements that are pretty universal, and you and I know, we've been kind of taking this stuff ourselves over the years. But for most people, what we could typically suggest is there are a few supplements. So let's start with a good quality fish oil, right? So first of all, you want a good purified fish oil. You don't want to just get bottom of the barrel stuff that's the lowest price. Make sure you get a good brand. One that I suggest is Nordic Naturals. So typically I'll supplement omega-3. So what is omega-3 good for? It has a ton of benefits, right? Cardiovascular health, joint support, brain support, skin, nails, everything. So if you're having some joint pain, it can be used to lower or reduce inflammation. So there's a ton of benefits to a good quality fish oil.
For someone, you were saying the high quality, what is something somebody can look for, which if they find like this is not good quality, what is like a red flag?
Yeah, well, you just want to make sure that it's a purified fish oil first and foremost, and you don't want any of these brands from, I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but
your general store brand.
Yeah.
So to avoid that is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So just make sure that it is a reputable brand. Do your research. That's what I can tell you to do to make sure that you're getting top of the line stuff. So a fish oil, I think that's pretty universal for everyone. Now. And guys, before you buy any of this stuff, consult with your doctor. We are not doctors, all right? I don't claim to be. I don't think you do either.
I'm far from it. Yes.
I think you had claimed to be a doctor at one time. It was Friday. No, it was Friday at about 2:52 a.m. And I saw you with one of those scoundrels.
Yeah,
this is years ago, guys. This is years ago on the call. Don't worry.
You gotta cut this off.
Dr. Ruben. So anyway,
I was sleeping at 2:58.
So yes, that's for sure.
I'll end it with this: nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m.
Yeah, especially not for you. So anyway, fish oil, pretty universal. Now, what else? If you're living here on the East Coast, most people are deficient in a vitamin D3, right? You're going to get blood work done. Most doctors are going to say your vitamin D3 levels are low. So the benefits of D3, first of all, understand that your vitamin D3 is actually a hormone, right? So that hormone plays a major role in your testosterone production, so and also a ton of other things. Make sure you supplement with a D3, but in order to get the proper absorption of the vitamin D3, you're going to also need to supplement with a vitamin K2. Those two go hand in hand. So just make sure if you are supplementing with a D3, if you notice that your levels are not budging, because that does happen, get a K2 in there, and that's going to help absorption rates.
And why would they need a K2 to go with the D for someone that has no idea?
Yeah, because it helps with the absorption rate.
All right, so just for that. Okay, and it is possible for someone to get a D3 and they'll be fine?
No. Get the two. Yeah. D3 with K2.
Okay.
My point was, if you got a D3 and you're taking it to supplement to bring up those levels, and you didn't know why they weren't coming up, then go get your hands on K2. But if you're just listening to this, you're not taking either right now, get both, the D3 and the K2. All right? Especially if you're living out here where 6 months of the year it's dark, it's cold, you're not really outside. If you're on the West Coast, you might not need to supplement because you might not have a deficiency. But during the summer months, make sure you get your shirt off, get outside as much as you can, and try to really soak in. And
it's cake.
Yeah, we know. Sure. We just got to wax your back to make sure you get the absorption.
There's no hair back there, guys. It's clean. Well, here's something that I take. Coach, I was asking one of your questions. Oil of oregano. I mean, you introduced that to me. Anytime I'm feeling kind of under the weather a little, he one time brought it up to me. Hey, take some oil of oregano. You'll feel a little better. I don't know if it's mind over matter, but it did feel a little better throughout the days, and it's something now I continuously take all the time. Oil of oregano is great for supporting your immune system, and I think you can touch up more on this, on what else it does, but I know it's helped me along everyday living.
It's certainly a good herb used to improve or boost your immune system. Again, if your nutrition's not dialed in, that's the first thing that screws your immune system up, but oil of oregano is something that could be beneficial when you're sick, if you're feeling a little under the weather. It's not something I take every day, but I do take it, whenever I feel like a little something coming on, I'll take that.
Especially during the winter months, I don't know, I feel like once in a while I'm getting up in the morning, I'm like, ooh.
You're burping out.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. So to follow up with that, you have a point though in the sense of if your immune system sucks and you're getting sick all the time, you're obviously not going to be training as much, as you normally could, right? So getting sick sucks. We know that.
Yeah.
So with oil of oregano, I want you guys to also grab a vitamin C, a good quality vitamin C. And for the most part, I'll either supplement with capsules or gel caps because it's better for the absorption rate. If you're just swallowing tablets, they don't really dissolve and you don't absorb them as well. So a vitamin C, an oil of oregano to make sure that you get your immune system in check.
Is there a specific vitamin C you recommend?
There's a few reputable brands out there. One brand that I take myself is Natural, Natrol, and it's the Ester C. But there's a lot of, as far as vitamin C goes, just make sure you don't get any real low quality one. Don't get any store brands. Just get a good quality brand, and you'll be all right.
One thing I've been taking for the last couple of months, and you've been taking it too, Athletic Greens. Where you get your green nutrients in a drink. I have it first thing in the morning. I have it fasted, especially early mornings when I wake up at 4:30 a.m., run a 5 a.m. class, or just in general waking up. And I've noticed a big change in my morning and how I feel. I've been feeling healthier, not really kind of getting sick. Now my nutrition is on, pretty stable right now, and it's going well, but I have noticed a difference in my morning and how quickly I wake up and how quickly I am to take on the day. And that's something I recommend. Athletic Greens, it is a little higher than that expensive rate, but it's worth it. I mean,
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny because there was a good 10-year span where I had to literally twist your nipples to get you to eat some type of vegetable.
Yeah, so, well,
actually, like an infant, I would give him a piece of broccoli, he would chew it and spit it out like a baby.
I'll be honest, I don't like greens. That's my weakness. It's hard for me to have greens, but drinking them, I have no problem. I don't care if people can sometimes say, "Oh, the drink is nasty." It's delicious to me, and especially having it first thing in the morning.
Well, you can throw it in a shake. Like if you're making a smoothie, you can throw a scoop of that into your smoothie, and you're not going to even taste it.
And I don't, and I still like it. I like it the way it is. Just
drink it with water.
Yeah. Water, athletic greens powder. If you're able to kind of take that in, again, you can change it with your protein shake. I'd recommend that because that's a game changer, especially for your morning. And if you're very active, you can even take it twice a day as well. If you're kind of active, you exercise daily.
Yeah, I do the same. I take it once a day, and you will feel a nice boost of energy for that as well. So as long as you don't have any allergies, we know some stubborn people who are allergic to raw vegetables. So we have to make sure that that you're not allergic to anything before you take that.
And I will say this combo: if you're looking to wake up in the morning, get up early, right? You just kind of want to have a quick pick me up, but in a healthy way. Athletic greens first, and then have a coffee right after.
Whoa, now we're getting crazy.
It is a little crazy. So, just a warning, you're going to be really up and ready to rock and roll, but, maybe not do that all the time, but on those mornings you really need to wake up and get going. Give it a shot.
It's one thing that Athletic Greens also contains is probiotics, right? Mm-hmm. So that's another pretty universal supplement that I would suggest that you get a good quality probiotic. One brand that I can suggest to you is Garden of Life. So if you're not sure what probiotics are, think of that as good bacteria, right? You need good bacteria to fight off the bad bacteria. You need it to fight off fungal overgrowth like Candida. So, and it also keeps your gut healthy, your gut in check. So your gut is known as your second brain. So if you get an overgrowth of Candida or the bad bacteria, leaky gut, that's a whole other topic for another day. But just making sure you're supplementing with a good quality probiotic to keep all that in check. That's pretty universal as well. It's also for immune support, talking about getting sick. And when you supplement with a good probiotic and you have your gut health in check, you will digest foods better. So a lot of people don't even absorb the protein that they're eating throughout the day. So if you're looking to build some muscle, looking to make them gains, then a good probiotic could definitely be useful.
And you said Garden of Life?
Garden of Life is the brand that I use,
okay. Is there another one you recommend? Or
that's the one that comes to mind. I've been using it for a while, but there are some other reputable brands out there for sure.
Again, do your research if you guys, are not finding looking for others.
Right.
So we're talking about taking these supplements. I'm not sure if this relates or how you feel about this, but I know for people that just kind of, when they're feeling sick or when they look for supplements, they take Tylenol. I mean, what is your take on that? And
so there's been
constantly, because a lot of guys we get here will say, "Hey, how do you feel every day?" "Oh, I'm fine. A little bit of back pain, but it's cool. I take Advil every day, and I'm good to go."
So there has been a bunch of studies released on with acetaminophen, which is the active ingredient in Tylenol, and then of course in Advil is what's the name of the slipping my mind right now? Ibuprofen. Thank you.
All right. There's crowd there.
Ibuprofen. So there's been a lot of studies coming up with the effects, the negative effects that ibuprofen has on your cardiovascular system, and also both of those could wreck your gut health. It puts your liver under stress. So you have to understand that those things should only be used when you absolutely need them. A lot of people abuse Advil, they abuse Tylenol, they take those things every day. You can do more harm. You are doing more harm than good by taking that stuff. It's kind of just like putting a Band-Aid over the issue. You have to go to the root cause, and a lot of times, like maybe let's just say you're taking Advil because your joints are in pain or whatever. Maybe you just have some inflammation in there, and if you're not taking a good quality fish oil or taking
healthy,
or eating clean, doing cryotherapy or icing, to reduce that inflammation, then you're just kind of masking the pain by taking Tylenol or Advil every day. So just be really careful of that. Make sure you're not abusing that. Check out those articles. I actually wrote an article on this. ChrisTutela.com if you want to check that out. But yeah, there's a whole list of issues with that stuff, so be very careful with that.
It's a great article, guys. I also think, Coach, a lot of people growing up, I mean, as soon as I coughed once, I had Tylenol shoved in my mouth.
Yeah, my mom would pour like calamine lotion on my head.
And so very often we grow up that way where we're just, if you're coughing or if you're feeling somewhat under the weather, you just get Tylenol, Advil. So growing up, you just think, oh, I'm not feeling great. Right away, I go to that instead of, like you were saying, go to the root of the problem, whether it be maybe clean up your nutrition a little bit, or start taking the actual proper supplements to help your health.
Yeah,
it goes
no doubt. Right. If you feel like you're getting sick, like, okay, maybe instead of, but of course when you got a fever or something, you're going to need some Tylenol to try to bring that fever down, right? But if you want to if you feel like that something's coming on, my go-to is oil of oregano for sure, vitamin C. I'll take a tablespoon of raw organic honey. I'll also take a couple tablespoons throughout the day in water of apple cider vinegar to really just try to clean up whatever mess is going on in there. And sometimes it really is pretty effective.
Sometimes it does too, and I'm just going to add to it, drink water.
Yeah.
Make sure you're water intake and maybe sleep.
Yeah, well, you got to sleep.
Maybe a lack of sleep, maybe kind of, because sometimes, especially guys who are working a lot and training a lot, you're not feeling great because, maybe you are overworking and, you don't realize it, but you've only slept 4.5 hours the last, 6 days. And
your immune system's going to be shot and
maybe you just
run down, you got to recover.
Sleeping, get a good 9 hours of sleep one day, and, you might feel a lot different.
Right, definitely. So those are pretty universal. So let's say you have all that stuff in check, right? Let's say you're eating super clean. And only if you've been eating clean, you have a foundation, you've been training, maybe there are some supplements that could be valuable, right? Some of the sports performance supplements. I am not a fan of pre-workout by any means. Black coffee, a shot of espresso, that's the way to go if you want it, or athletic greens.
Athletic greens with the coffee, I'm telling you,
a little bit of energy.
Game changer.
Right? There's no need for any of the pre-workouts. They're loaded with chemicals, artificial dyes, coloring, sweeteners. They're loaded with caffeine. What happens is when you actually become dependent on those pre-workouts, you fry out your adrenal glands. You're doing more harm in the long haul than you are good. So stay away from that crap. You don't need it. There are a few things with that said that I will suggest. All right. So one would be a good quality creatine. One that does not have any artificial dyes, coloring, sweeteners, right? And it's just a quality creatine. One that I've been taking for quite a while. The brand is Jarrow, Jarro. I don't know if there's a W at the end or not, but Jarrow. And it's plain. It doesn't taste like anything. It's a good product. They've been around for a while. So that would be one that I would suggest. Another thing that I would, as far as the sports performance side, that I've been kind of messing around with now for recovery, are BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, which it's debatable whether those are useful or not, because you basically will get your BCAAs from your food. So there's debate there, and maybe or maybe not as it's effective. Who knows?
Doesn't hurt to try.
But I'm only trying when you do test out these supplements, you just want to make sure you know what you're looking for, and you don't want any artificial crap in there, right? So a good brand, Joe DeFranco has a great product out there right now.
Yeah.
So I've been taking his badass BCAAs, they're called, and ZMA, right? So I've been taking ZMA at night to try to help me recover. And the only reason I've added the creatine, the BCAAs, and the ZMA lately is because I've been really run down between jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, training, strength work. I've been pretty beat up, and I felt like I kind of hit a wall.
And we've talked about this before. I don't like to say it, but we're not 23 anymore. So after the change session,
my hairline shows it, dude. Losing hair as we speak. Put that thing away.
But after a couple of days of training, sometimes you don't recover as fast as you could. So you got to just focus more on the recovery process. To go back real quickly to the supplements, you were saying, don't be taking these supplements with a lot of crap. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, all right, well, what's the crap? I guess, and I know you explained this to me, or letting me know, basically if you can't read it, those ingredients, and it's probably not good for you. I mean,
if you can't pronounce it, then you probably shouldn't be taking it. And if there's a list of ingredients, even one supplement we forgot to mention was a whey protein.
I was just going to bring that up.
Let's go back to that in a second to finish up on this stuff. if there's a laundry list of ingredients, you don't want that product, right? There's crap in there. So you want something with just a handful of ingredients. Make sure it's a good product. Make sure it's quality. Do a little bit of research. Don't be lazy. Find out the source. See where it's coming from.
Less is more.
Yeah.
When you look at the ingredients. I mean,
right. That's what your girlfriend told you.
Oh, come on. It's ridiculous. That is absolutely not true in any way.
Sorry to keep bringing you up to that, Nicole. So with that said, I started taking these supplements recently just because I was a little bit run down, and before I could really say go take BCAAs or ZMA, I want to really give you my take on it, so I need to give it at least a couple months before. So I'll get back to you on those two, but definitely the creatine and then a whey protein.
Yeah, the go-tos here.
Yeah, so a whey protein, again, you don't want anything that's sweetened with artificial sweeteners. You don't want anything that's sweetened with sugar. You don't want any fillers or crap in there.
Which you would say is the majority of the protein tubs you see.
A lot of them,
right?
Yeah, definitely a lot.
Your go-to store, your nearest, store that holds all these protein tubs, you would say, what would you say, Coach? Maybe 80% of what's in there is probably
a high percentage. Yeah, definitely a high percentage. And what I would suggest is look for a protein. If you're getting a whey protein, you're going to want a grass-fed whey protein because whey is derived from milk, right? So you want that to come from grass-fed cows. And you want to make sure that it's sweetened with stevia. If it is sweetened, you can certainly get unsweetened if you want. I do get one that's sweetened with stevia, like chocolate or vanilla. NutriBio, that's one. By the way, I can save you 10%. NutriBio, grass-fed whey, enter TTS 10 at checkout.
Great flavors, I love it.
10%.
One I use all the time.
That's a good product, and I wouldn't be suggesting that to you guys if I didn't take it myself or really truly recommend it. So check that out. But you can get one anywhere, and if you want some type of plant-based protein powder, the two that I would really suggest, one is Garden of Life, and the other one is Sun Warrior. You can get their vegan blends or their plant-based blends, and those are good products as well. If you don't want whey, if you're a vegan or whatever.
Yeah. I've never tried those. Which one do you like more?
Which brand?
Yeah.
They're comparable.
Taste-wise.
They're comparable. Plant-based powders don't taste as good as a whey powder.
I bought one, remember, by accident.
No.
And, wasn't the best. I was like, ooh, this is rough.
They definitely don't taste as good, but if you're going to make it like in a blender or a NutriBullet with like a smoothie, if you're going to throw some fruits and nut butters in there, then it could be pretty tasty. Yeah. But they are a little gritty, but for the most part they taste pretty good. To add on that, if you are using a whey protein every single day, that means you're taking dairy in every single day. I'm not completely against dairy products if it's a good product, like a whey protein or maybe a Greek yogurt, right? But there are days that you want to give your digestive tract a little bit of a breather from the dairy, because dairy, could be inflammatory if you're consuming it every day, right? So give your digestive tract a little bit of a breather and go a plant-based powder maybe twice a week to give that digestive system a little bit of a break.
That's good to go to there, because I think a lot of people that are constantly taking protein, they don't realize that.
Yeah, for sure. So, Coach, is there anything that you want to add, sir? Is there anything you want to sell these people out of your truck?
Dude, no, I can't. Alright, well, this is good. I knew he was going to go with that. The only thing I was going to bring up was the M1T as a joke. Okay, but then we took that away.
We didn't stop rolling. Keep going.
Alright, well, here's what I was going to bring up, guys. One time, Chris and I talked about supplements, and sometimes if you don't understand it first.
Your supplements usually get taken at the border.
That's absolutely not true. So, young, 19 years old, 18 years old, I took a supplement called M1T. I'm not sure what was in it. I just heard that,
shit works.
That's the thing.
Shit works.
Yeah, and I also think it's sped up my hair loss process.
Show them. Oh, God, look at that thing.
So I noticed at 19, after taking this, I definitely saw a little bit of change. My hairline started receding a little bit, so just be focused on that. Then they took it off the shelf, I think, like a month later.
I think you're pointing fingers.
Huh?
I think you're pointing fingers. That hair was going. The hair was going when you were like 14 years old.
Let me tell you, I had only the hair. Being bald is great.
Nah, you look way better bald. I told you that day one.
Sexiest men, all the sexiest men in the world are bald. The Rock, me, Stone Cold,
George Clooney,
Vin Diesel,
Brad Pitt,
Matthew Stafford, or no,
Matthew Stafford,
Jason Statham.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
The guy in a transporter. Listen, at the end of the day, bald is sexy.
All right, I think we've got off topic. Yeah. So guys, those
any supplements for
yeah. We were talking about M1T though. We stopped. So you got to finish that.
We did. All right. So being said, with the M1T, definitely, I was young. I didn't do your research, know what you're looking for, and I think a lot of young kids, especially, don't realize how important the nutrition factor is in.
Yeah.
And I was one of them. Being young, I didn't. I'm fine. I'll eat cheese and mayonnaise sandwiches all the time. Everything's fine. You don't realize until the first time I'm 22 years old and I dialed in on nutrition. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That was the biggest change I've ever had.
There's shit that you get away with when you're like 15.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when I was coming home, my post-up workout meal was my grandma's chicken cutlets and a gigantic bowl of pasta.
I had
and my waist was like 36 inches. At that point, I was like, oh shit, we got to make a change here.
The first time that we kind of started dieting, and I kind of didn't realize until like a month and a half later, I'm like, holy shit, like this is unbelievable. I mean, just to change how lean we were getting and how there was like just the muscle, whole body composition, the way we changed correctly, not in a way of like kind of, I would say we were bloated. Bloated. Great. It was very like, I was great. Yeah. And I think we both thought we were like lean. Like, man, you're ripped, bro. You're ripped. Nah, we weren't. But yeah, just be conscious of what you're taking. That will, nutrition and the quality supplements will get you to the next level. But nutrition key.
Nutrition is bottom line. Like, if you're a young kid, that's watching this, if you're 17 years old, like stay away from all the crazy, like save your money. And invest that in maybe hiring a coach. Learn how to move properly, move well, instead of spending all your money on supplements.
Especially pre-workout. I think a lot of young kids go right for the pre-workout. It's like, I don't know,
because you'll get a major pump from it because of all the nitric oxide and all that. So
cool picture on the cover of a guy ripped up. Like, sweet, I want to get this.
Right, but you're not going to look like that guy from taking that product. Trust me. I believed it, and I probably spent who knows how many thousands of dollars on supplements over the years. That did absolutely nothing. So your nutrition, that is the name of the game. If that's not dialed in, also hydration. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure that your nutrition is in check. Only then, and you've been training for a long period of time, then if you want to start to supplement, look into the things that I just suggested to you. Go get some blood work done, see what you're deficient in, and then supplement accordingly. If you want to use a little bit of sports performance stuff, a good creatine, and I'll get back to you on the ZMA and the BCAAs as far as recovery goes to let you know how I feel personally, because I wouldn't give you any feedback, if I didn't use it myself or really had anything to talk about it.
Yeah, well, Coach is saying all those supplements are going to add to the base, which is nutrition. That's the main factor. This is after you get that completely down, then these other things you can add on to get a little better, but nothing beats getting your nutrition down first.
So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM or an email. You can email me at chris@tutelatraining.com, or you could DM me on Instagram. It's Chris_Tutela, TUTELA. Any questions that you want answered on the show, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know what's on your mind. Coach, where can these guys find you?
Guys, same thing. You can DM me any questions. Feel free to ask. I'm always up to answer. Instagram is _Ruben RUBEN _Borges BORGES. Yeah, guys, follow me. Ask me any questions. We can bring it up on the show. And
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
How do you say I want to get big and strong in Spanish?
Yo quiero ser muy fuerte and gigantic. That's called Spanglish.
You didn't really know. What did you just say?
You caught me. I think I said strong.
You just said you had a big cat.
All right, say it in Italian.
Oh, forget about it. You want to get fucking jacked?
How you doing, guys?
I'll take you down to Belmar on my boat. We'll do some fucking push-ups.
I honestly think that's what every Italian thinks. That's how you say it.
We say, hey, honey, how you doing?
To touch back on what he said, less is more, Nicole. Don't worry. Look at that.
Ew.
Oh.
Show me your quads.
Alright. That's see, there's something that crossing the line, and that's crossing the line. You know, you just don't do that. You can talk about my pads, you can talk about everything, not my quads.
What are we doing? Enjoy the show.
Yeah, guys.
Hope you guys love it.
Show your quads. I would just want more Speedos and go to Miami Beach.
You know you can buy Lance Armstrong's testicle on Amazon or on eBay? You can.
When I shower, after I shower, I love looking at myself in the mirror for at least a good 5 minutes.